We're inducting Alan Adie into the USCRA Hall of Fame 2015. The USCRA Hall of Fame recognizes individuals and their accomplishments that support the furtherance of the club and its philosophy in an outstanding manner, whether through direct competition or selfless volunteerism. Alan Adie reflects those qualities that have quietly made him a part of the driving force in the early years of the USCRA. Alan owns the AJ Cycle BMW shop in Gill, Massachusetts. It's a little town that nobody really knows about, but some amazing people live there. You were just listening to one of them. Alan has owned the shop in one form or another since the late 1960s. Alan, for many years, personally worked on the elite racing motorcycles of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Norton Manx, Ducati, BSA Gold Stars, G50 Matchlesses, AJS 7Rs, and all the other British and German race bikes. Alan's involvement with the USCRA actually slightly predates the USCRA to the mid-70s, when he prepared some vintage race bikes for Bob Coy and other racers. As the USCRA took form in the late 70s, Alan was there in great support of the USCRA and its concept of racing vintage machines in a very competitive yet friendly format. Through the early 80s and into the 90s, when the USCRA actively had greater involvement with their sister organization, the VRRA of Canada, organizing the American Canadian Challenge Series, which a lot of us remember was quite an event. Alan was present at all the races, selflessly helping others get on and stay on the track with their aging and temperamental machines. Alan helped organize the highly entertaining USCRA cookouts, corn roasts, and social functions at racetracks at Briar, Bridgehampton, Summit Point, Moseport, Shannonville, and Shubenacadie. Alan was a true ambassador for the sport and the USCRA, both here in the US and Canada. Always friendly, always low-key, Alan set the tone for the family atmosphere that is the USCRA today. For over 15 years, Alan organized the annual banquet as it made the rounds of several different restaurant venues in New England, some of which we were probably thrown out of. As a race tuner and an accomplished mechanic of the British race bikes, Alan knew his stuff, and does to this day. Alan was always ready to share his knowledge and help anyone with his expertise. In those early years of the USCRA, Alan prepared some of the fastest New England vintage race machines in the 70s and 80s, and contributed his expertise to both sides of the border. So, sports fans, please join me in thanking Alan and congratulating him for his strong contributions and laying the groundwork for the first unique race organization that the USCRA is.
Everyone knows sometimes you get recognition, but behind the scenes are all kinds of volunteers. And the USCRA is today what it was back then, just a family fun event. Thank you.
Thank you. Alan, in case you want to put this by the nightstand.
Congratulations, Alan, and thank you for all your hard work with our organization. Before we press on, I just want to mention some nominees of significant consideration that did not make the cut. Sadly enough, it was close. The Hall of Fame voting is now done by the members, which have grown to such an extent that they can collectively decide who in fact is worthy to occupy the same space that they do, and it seems justly so. Dave Evans was nominated. Dave has done a tremendous amount of work formalizing the technical inspection, and he is just a solid volunteer, never mind a good racer. Doug Boughton was also nominated for his work in establishing the first MotoGiro USA with Bob Coy and the USCRA. He and his brother had worked very hard on that. Alas, they did not make the cut. There is another gentleman that we're going to honor this evening.